Hello and welcome to Naive Antiquing. Today's show is about rare items I found at the flea market. We'll start off with a piece of memorabilia. It's a CD of the 1997 Rolling Stones album Bridges to Babylon, signed by the founding member Brian Jones. What makes it so rare is that Jones autographed an album he didn't actually play on. Musicians rarely do that, so that increases the value dramatically. I know what you're thinking. Didn't Brian Jones die in 1969 long before the album came out? But that's what makes this piece so rare. As a former band member, Jones got an advance copy. This is the only one known in existence. It was a steal. After bargaining with the guy, I got it for $1,000 cash. So when this happened, I knew I was hot. So then I went big, real big. I talked the guy out of an advance copy of the Beatles Anthology, signed by all 4 Beatles. Yeah, baby. Yeah, this is the only copy in existence. I got it for $10,000. Sweet. As you know, artifacts from the Romanov dynasty are very hot. So if somebody has any of this stuff, they have to be pretty sharp in the first place. So you have to be ruthlessly strategic to get them to part with it, especially when the dealer is a hardcore barterer. Now, as you probably know, Alexandra retained Rasputin as her spiritual advisor. But in those days, before a person could be admitted into the presence of Tsarina, they had to be immaculately clean. Now, Rasputin was a pretty rough guy. Sleeping in the woods was the least of this guy's bad habits. So before he was allowed to see the Countess, he had to be scrubbed and all of his body hair combed and checked for lice, fleas, and other body parasites. These days, they'd probably just put Frontline on him and call it good. But in those days, they used this royal lice comb. Now, the golden age of the Romanov dynasty was in the early 1900s. I thought that plastic came along much later, but as I found out from the dealer, plastic was actually invented by the Russian artisans in the late 1800s, who were originally trying to perfect paper shoes. Russians at the time considered plastic to be more precious than gold. I brought my shrewd bartering skills into play and got this win on a trade for my stud-bearer horse trailer. The guy also had what is one of the most significant historical finds in the past 100 years. As scholars know, the Bolsheviks executed the Romanov family in 1918. But the course of history would have been changed if the emperor had worn this bulletproof vest. Now, I'm not a simp. When the dealer held this up, I said, "Isn't that a little thin to be a bulletproof vest?" But he told me that due to the technology of the day, guns didn't fire with the same velocity they do, and most of the bullets were handmade by blind peasants, so it was easier to stop them. So this piece isn't only rare, it also gives us a little history lesson. So I almost felt bad when I got off with trading my boat for it. Coming up next week, I'll give our viewers a shrewd guide on how to buy antique cars online. Remember, listen to me or you'll get taken. I know what I'm talking about. I just bought the original Batmobile online, sight unseen, from a private owner in Haiti. I'm hoping it will arrive in time for next week's taping. See you then.